Well, for Crystal Palace, John Textor is attempting a full takeover, but now facing competition from the great New York Jets owner, and I say that sarcastically, Woody Johnson. Are you surprised after the attempts to sell his stake in the club? It doesn't feel like we know what John Textor ever wants.
You're absolutely right. John Textor, the enigma. Look, he's late on filing accounts for Eagle Football. Leon, I understand, are very concerned about relegation because of financial impropriety. They don't believe they're going to get the money from Textor to be able to avoid the relegation situation that they've been threatened with by the league. Textor is in a bit of a mess. I mean, look, there's been so many stories. I mean, we've discussed before, there were supposedly two groups with exclusivity on buying shares from Textor. I don't know where those two groups are thinking they stand now. I mean, it's so hard to believe what's really going on there at Palace. And now we're talking about Textor trying to take over Harrison Blitzer and getting control. And if he was to get over 80%, then that would mean that Steve Parish would probably be on the out. So you mentioned Woody Johnson. Now, apparently Woody Johnson was at the game last weekend with Steve Parish. And if it turns out that Johnson is a bit of a white knight, and I do think that Johnson has access to the cash, whereas Textor may not have, because I think some of Textor's debt at the moment on Eagle Football is up on interest rates about 19-20% sort of level, which is really expensive money for football club debt. So if Woody Johnson is able to get the right deal, he could be acquiring Harrison Blitzer shares as well, and he could become the majority owner, but as a friendly white knight with Steve Parish. Who owns about 10%. So between the two of them, that could be a good way to go. And I think Woody Johnson would be advised to keep Steve Parish on, I think. Although he could get rid of him if he wanted, I think he'd be best advised to keep him on during any transition phase, because Parish has known, he knows the club and he understands it. And here we are on the verge of a cup final this weekend with Palace in it. Great news for Palace to make it. They're an exciting team. They've been scoring great goals with some great young talent. That whole area of Croydon that they're in has proven to be a huge football factory of young talent. And so Textor, look, I think he's going to run out of road very soon. I think financially he's got some real issues pressing on him. And if Woody Johnson makes him a serious cash offer, then I expect that to go through. Woody Johnson, of course, US ambassador to the UK. Has some great contacts in high places in governmental issues and also finance, I'm sure, and also in sport. So it would make sense. And the Jets, as you sort of allude to, the Jets have not always been happy with Woody Johnson, but I think the Palace fans would probably prefer him to Textor.